A night like tonight can't get any sweeter, can't get any better, but I'm glad that you pulled up at the right time because we got somebody special in the building. And this brother probably was the soundtrack to many people's lives. Ladies, y'all approach me and say, I'm responsible for the baby population? No. The brother I'm sitting with definitely contributed to the baby population. Started in the 80s and he ain't stopping no time soon. We're talking about the multi-talented, distinguished, award-winning singer, songwriter, producer, entrepreneur, media personality. Tack on some more things, because he's on to a lot of things. I'm talking about the one and only Keith Sweater's with me tonight. My brother,
how you doing?
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Appreciate you.
You're not getting older, brother. You're looking younger.
Hey.
Is it because the special skin care that you got going on now?
That and I use Make It Last Forever cream. So y'all go get it. It's online. Get it right now. Make It Last Forever.
Is it for men and women?
Men and women. You know, whoever want to get it. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying?
Brother, you're doing so much. I want to congratulate you
Thank
on
you.
everything that you've done. The last time we sat down to speak, the book came out.
Right.
Now, you got to make it last forever, everything else going on.
Right.
But more importantly, most recently, the entertainer New York key to the city of New York.
Right.
You're from Harlem World.
Yep.
What does this mean to you?
I mean, it means everything to me. I grew up on 125th Street, Grand Projects. So for me to have grown up on 125th Street, Grand Projects, 2 blocks away from the Apollo, and get the key to the city, it just shows me that everything that I've tried to accomplish, I've accomplished it to a degree where people respect that and acknowledge what I've done in the whole game or the music game, and they can acknowledge, and I get, and they're giving me my flowers while, I'm here to get them. So.
Brother, it's a 360 moment for you.
Right.
I want to go back to the very first album. A lot of people didn't know what your grind was at that moment in making the album. I'm not talking about once the album is complete. Once the project is complete, it's complete. I want to talk about your time on Wall Street and you grinding like that. Bring us back to that moment.
Well, I always wanted to do music. My time on Wall Street was, to me, like everybody else, have to work a 9 to 5, have to do what they got to do in order to pay the bills, pay the mortgage, whatever it takes.
Right.
And in the on the outside of things, when I would get off, I'd go in the studio, make music. A lot of people don't know that, I used to work with GQ, before I end up doing my own thing. I used to produce for Sutra Records.
Well,
Morris Levy, Adam Levy. So I had songs, before I even had a hit record that I was writing and producing, and then, once I got the opportunity and I wrote Don't Stop Your Love, Don't Stop Your Love, a lot of people don't know it's the song that actually got me my deal, and from there it was like, no turning back, no looking back.
When you finish recording music, do you kind of know you got something? And if not, when do you know it connects?
Me, I know. I don't know if anybody
Instantly.
else knows. Yeah, I know instantaneously if I got something that's hot. Every time I've ever did a song, once it was finished, I knew or didn't know whether it was a hit. So all the other songs that I did, that I put out, I can feel it's gonna win. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. And I think the process of me knowing that is what propels the song to be number one or to be a hit, because, I put so much time and effort into it, and people be like, it's done. I say it's done when I say it's done. So basically I know, when it's time to put it out. And, and to see if I'm right, I might let other people hear it.
Sure.
To see if they get the same feeling I get. And
Sure.
if they get the same feeling I get, then I say, I know it's the one to do.
Keith, I love the stories behind the music because I know there's stories in music.
A whole lot of them.
So I don't want you to spill and open up your soul to me, but
Not
what I
at
would
all.
like to do,
That's for the documentary.
That's next. But what I like to do, man, is tap into some of those songs and what inspired them without telling all the, of course, bells and whistles and tones about it.
I mean, like most people who write songs, I mean, it's about what you might be going through in a relationship in life. I mean, any song that I've ever written that has really won has been something that I've experienced and wrote about and it's been real. So I don't just write just to be writing. I mean, you know, like I told somebody before, I need a heartbreak to write a hit record. You know?
We're with Keith Sweat, and who better than the master of R&B, one of the many contributors to R&B, to tell us and spill us some history, some knowledge. So if you want to pursue this industry called music, or no matter what level, most people want to be in the spotlight. But if you really want to have a long career, you get into publishing, you get into writing.
Right.
And like you were saying, heartbreak kind of brings.
Right. Actually, when I came out, I didn't care about being in the front.
Wow.
I had to go to the front because people, when I was writing for people, I hated it when people said the songs that I was writing wasn't a hit.
Wow.
And I was like when I think I had Don't Stop Your Love, and when I was at Sutra writing for other people, I wanted, I gave it to them to put it out. And they said it wasn't a hit. So when they said it wasn't a hit, that's when that propelled me to go and start doing my own singing and putting my own songs out with me on it, because I got tired of people saying it wasn't, and I ain't want to hear all that.
But so many here naysayers, brother, talked about R&B, and R&B is still alive, always will be still alive, in my opinion. But as a man who has produced not only for yourself and wrote so many other people and produced other people, where's the genre of music going you see in the next 5 years?
I mean, R&B is just as strong as it used to be, or always was. I mean, every time I do a show, I see a packed audience. I don't see it like other people might see it. I mean, that's those that don't come to the shows that might say that. But I mean, but as you can see, R&B is coming back even more than it was, because you had so many people sampling R&B, my stuff, you name it, Marvin stuff. You go back, people are sampling the Ozzy, but you have the certain people, rappers sampling stuff. So it just shows you that they're missing that flavor, that R&B.
Yeah.
They're missing that. So now that it's coming back, I mean, you see it's coming back with SWB and Escape being out there on tour. I mean,
Impactful.
I don't think I really think it's just as strong, or it's becoming just as strong as it used to be. I think what messed R&B up is that the DJs weren't allowed to do what they used to do back in the day and just play music, and it became very corporate America. Right. And that's what messed R&B up. It was more like, okay, play this song because, and that's why they changed R&B and made R&B and mixed it with hip hop and R&B. Because we were taking over R&B was taking over the pop charts. So they saw, you know how that goes.
Slow it down.
So, when Freak Me was number one on pop, I Wanna was number one on pop, so we was taking over the pop charts, so they separated the charts. Now let's make it R&B and hip hop. Then when we saw we were still doing it, now let's combine hip hop with R&B. So that's what happened. R&B never went nowhere. They just tried to consolidate it and try to play it down.
For the artists that are in the genre of R&B now, I see you have expanded your brand, so to speak,
right,
to multiple levels.
Right.
Is that the key for success once you've established yourself? Because obviously coming out the box, you're still trying to gain momentum, you're trying to gain strength, you're trying to gain popularity.
I think in this day and age, you have to do multiple things. People want to see you on multiple levels. It's just not about singing anymore. You have to be able to act. You have to be able to. It's just multiple. It's a wide range of things you just have to do to make you that icon or make you that success that people want to see. It's like you're doing an injustice to yourself if you limit yourself in one area. That's why I tell anybody in music, do multiple things. And there's nothing wrong with doing multiple things, because bottom line is you just don't want to concentrate on one thing, because if that doesn't work, you want to be able to switch to something else. But all of them is a combination of each other, like acting goes along with music. The whole thing everything just revolves around each other, to be honest with you.
We got him. the crooner of crooners, the R&B crooner himself, Keith Sweater's with us. We'll go and check out a couple of his videos to kind of, matter of fact, we can't even do all of them. We'll put up a little montage together. You see if you remember what you were doing when you heard one of his songs. What were you doing? What kind of car were you driving? Who were you booed up with? We're coming back with Keith Sweat. Second half. The best of today's R&B and old school, and of course, one of the iconic figures of R&B is with us tonight. It's great to have this brother have for a moment to sit down. I know his schedule is crazy. We got Keith Sweat in the building with us. And you know what, Keith, man, with you moving so much and doing so much, it's good that you take some time for leisure and pleasure.
Right.
We talked about expanding your brand. You have expanded your brand on multiple levels. I understand you just became a business owner. You cut the ribbon in a restaurant,
Right.
in the ATL.
Right.
This is a new venture for you. This is a new entity that you haven't ventured in before.
I mean, I had a restaurant before. When I moved to ATL, I had a restaurant called The Industry. And, but, I don't, I'm not out there shouting it out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So then I had a restaurant in Gwinnett called Fuego.
Oh.
So I had a few too, but I owned it outright. And when it's like the industry, it was like all mine. I was the sole owner, but it was like it took up so much work, and it's a hands-on business because
Right.
it's a club downstairs and a restaurant upstairs, and the money transactions, and I'm not there. You know what happens. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Money start running out the door. You know what I'm saying? Hey, where you
Like
going? Hey, so you have to be on a business like that. You have to be very, very hands-on, and you have to be there. So while I was on tour and on the road, it was very difficult for me to maintain that while I was on the road and doing, traveling and doing music. So you have to definitely be there. Now, I understand when you're doing that, you bring in partners that you trust and people that you believe in and trust. You know what I'm saying? But everybody know how I am now, so don't take nothing from me because it's a problem now if you take something from me now. So, I'm too old to be playing games. So when I come bring you into a business of mine or bring you in with me on a business, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to see that other side of me because I ain't got time to be losing no money now.
He's hauling, y'all, hauling 100%. I want to talk about the legacy of Keith Sweat. When you look at your legacy, man, what you have done, where you're at this stage of the game right now, what is the legacy of Keith Sweat?
What is my legacy? I mean, it's whatever people see it as been. I just look at myself as being able to accomplish something that most people want to accomplish, and fulfill a dream. I don't see it as nothing any more than that. Now, I've heard different stories of what people perceive me to be and what I've done for them in their life and their situation, but I just look at it as I was one of the people that was blessed to have a dream, to be a singer, to be whatever, and to accomplish that, and be able to take care of my kids and give them a life that, nobody, most people are not able to give their kids.
You have any children that are interested in this game of industry?
I got I got a few, one act, one rap.
Oh, really?
Well, but my girls, they just do what they do. They one of them is in the skincare thing, make sure, and the other one, runs a transportation company.
How sweet is that?
So I mean, I was able to give them. I gave one of my daughters all my sprinters. I said, take this, take whatever you want. Now you got your own transportation company. My son is in. He's been in Stepmother 1, 2, 3. I told Chris he can't be in no more damn stepmothers. You know what I'm saying? So he plays Marcus Houston's son in one, and Stepmother 1, 2, and 3. So I told him you can't be in no more. And then 50 talking to him about putting him in some stuff, and
That's good.
I got him in because I executive produce movies as well. So I got him in this movie I did with Michael Jai White, called Not Alone. So. I'm working with Darren Henson, that I'm executive producing this series with Darren Henson, and I got him in that as well. So
there's no stopping, brother. You just keep growing and growing by bit, and I'm so proud of all your accomplishments that you're doing, man.
Appreciate you.
I just want to know when you turn the pages, when you sleep at night, does your brain ever turn off?
Don't nothing come to sleep but dreams, baby.
That's it?
That's it. So I don't sleep. I got time to dream when I leave up out of here. Hopefully no time soon. But like I said, I told 50 and everybody, nothing come to sleep but dreams. So hey, I ain't ready to dream.
You gave us two wonderful groups, man, and I know your eye is always open for new talent. You gave us, of course, Silk, and you gave us Cut Close.
Right.
So, who's next?
I don't know. I produce for, man. I've written and produced for everybody. I produced for Drew Hill, Immature.
No, but you birthed those, though.
Days.
You birthed them.
Yeah, but I feel like I produced for Drew Hill when they first came out, so that I was part of that birth. So, I got this young lady by the name of Maya, but, like I said, I don't know. Whoever I feel like I want that's hot, like, or whoever I hear that sounds good, I take them in the studio and, like, work with them on multiple levels. So I'm not sure, whoever comes my way or whatever comes my way and I feel like I can make something out of it, I'm going to do that.
Keith Sweat, he is just getting the entertainment key to New York City. Is going to be bestowed upon this brother by the Honorable Mayor Eric Adams, and that's a big
Oh yeah,
thing.
that's a big thing for me. I mean, like on 125th Street, where I was raised and born, Grand Projects, 2 blocks away from the project. So I get to do my thing on the street that I grew up on.
The street.
Yeah, Harlem. When they say New York, everybody ever claim they from New York. I am New York. 125th Street between Morningside and Amsterdam, Grand Projects. 430 West 125th Street, apartment 3I.
You can't lay down anybody in that.
I am New York. I am Harlem. So when they say that, and for me to be there, and it came full circle because I used to walk down the street, Harlem when I was a kid, look at the marquee, Apollo, see James Brown, Gladys Knight, everybody. So maybe one day I'll be there and be able to get the key to the city.
So this is that moment.
Yeah, and be able to get the key to the city, and knowing I grew up I can go on stage and look 2 blocks down and see the project I grew up in. It's amazing to me because as a kid, I used to walk down the street, say, yo, maybe one day I'll be there. So
Dreams come true, brother.
Hey, there you go.
I want you to tell your fans what you like to speak from your heart and let them know how you feel about them.
Hey, I want to tell my fans, thank you for all the support you've given me. Love y'all. Without you, there would not be a me, even my haters, because y'all gave me this inspiration to even make it and push harder because y'all was hating. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes that be even more of an inspiration and more of a challenge. So thank the haters. Thank you to all the fans. I love y'all. Thank you for all the support you've given me. And we're going to make it last forever like I told you. Remember that.
# make it last forever.
Yeah.
Keith Sweat, baby. Doesn't get any sweeter than this. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
This is a Media Makers NYC production.